well. In terms of a lot of Liverpool fans in the comment section, I know Liverpool, it's hard to get news on them, but there's talk that they put a bid in for this Santos midfielder, Andre. It's been rejected. Are they close to maybe looking at something with Decore? I know they've been linked to him. What's your understanding around Liverpool's current situation?
I mean, I just don't really buy the view that they're done. This was the line that was pushed out after the Endo deal, and it's what day was that? It was probably Monday, actually. It might have been Monday that the line was like, that's it, Liverpool are done. Like, Jurgen has identified Endo. It's his signing, his profiling, and this is the guy that is going to make sure that Liverpool are fine. And, you know, on the back of them signing Endo, there was a lot of positive reports in terms of him being, you know, a very active midfielder. He's going to be aggressive and all of this. But, you know, the last time that Jurgen Klopp went and signed a midfielder, it was Thiago. And Thiago, at the time, felt like a luxury signing they didn't really need. And has never really fulfilled the potential that you would have expected Thiago to fulfill. But nonetheless, I still feel like Liverpool are locked away in a dark cupboard somewhere, making sure that nobody hears, but that they're not quite done in the transfer window yet. Like, they do spring these things on us. That Endo deal was sprung out of nowhere. Like, no one had mentioned that name all 3 months we've been covering the transfer window. And suddenly it was putting pen to paper on a deal at Anfield.
Yeah. Well, no one knew who he was.
No one knew who he was. Literally, you know, you had Liverpool journalists scrambling around to find out who he was and like, was this a legitimate signing? And that is so rare. Like, given all the rumours that we see every day, given Fabrizio's Twitter feed, given all the other stuff that we take in like hour by hour, to have been a name that wasn't linked with anyone is almost impossible. Yet Liverpool found someone and signed him. So it's little things like that that make me wonder. Obviously, Palhinha, they have looked at a few times now. Fulham just doing everything they can to just price him out and push Liverpool away, because Fulham lose Palhinha, our season is dead and we'd probably be relegated, to be honest. So can't fathom that. Again, Palace, check Decore. They're pricing him out of the market because they see it as unfathomable that they could lose a player that important at this stage. Andre actually is a pretty good player to go for. I was speaking to someone about the style of player he was and whether it'd be a good fit. And actually, they sounded really positive on it. It doesn't sound like it will happen. But, and again, like, because these rumours are sort of still persistent, because we know that last week Liverpool were checking out Amrabat, it doesn't add up that they would just be done now. I just don't see how they can just like at least not consider signing one more.
It wouldn't make any sense. Liverpool often go quiet before a deal gets done. They need it, but they looked all right the weekend against Bournemouth. But they should be beating Bournemouth at home with the squad they've got. And I think it's the thing with Liverpool is they're still making the top 5. Everyone keeps saying top 4, but it's top 5 now because of the coefficient the Premier League has. So top 5 gets you Champions League football. I still think they're good enough to do it. However, I just don't think they're going to come anywhere near a title race, which I know will disappoint Liverpool fans. And even with Decore, I think he's a good player. I was watching him probably closer on Monday night against Arsenal than I normally would. And I think there's a decent player in there. And I think in a team that has more of the ball, that's surrounded by higher quality, I think he'll do well. But he ain't Lavia's level. He's definitely not Caicedo's level. And it's the same with Endo. What Liverpool have done with that midfield area, it reminds me of Man United. It's a case of Højlund's good, but it isn't Harry Kane who the manager wanted, as an example. Johnny Evans is an okay backup, but he is not Pavard. He is definitely not Kim Min-jae. And end of the day, it's that level of player you need to sign to bridge the gap with the best team in the world, because that's what we're meant to be aiming to do. So, yeah, Liverpool fans, let us know what you think and feel about your business and what's coming up for you. Viewers, please make sure like buttons are being smashed and that you're subscribing to the Football Terrace right now. Please get that done. Terry, you still think Klopp should be sacked? So again, Maradon, this is, if you're not the team, but Maradon the moron, we call him on here. He always asks me weird questions. Like I said before, I actually said that my issue with Klopp is when he doesn't, for you guys anyway, is when he doesn't adjust. And towards the end of last season, he adjusted and he took Trent out of playing that out-and-out right-back role, which was costing you so many goals. People were attacking you down there, and he inverted him and he changed his system and you improved. The same as a couple of years ago when you guys did poorly and you were putting midfielders at centre-back. And I was screaming out saying, look, put your centre-backs at centre-back and put your midfield back in place and you'll improve. And then I think you went on to win 10 games on the bounce and you made Champions League football. So I criticised Klopp in that regard and I asked questions about him. However, I do think he's partly accountable for where you are, because he is somebody that has refused to sign certain individuals in the past. He needs to demand more. And ultimately, the buck stops with him. He has so much power at your club for how long he's been there. So I don't think he needs to be sacked. I think he definitely deserves more time at Liverpool, but he has to improve the team massively this year. Lavia did 1 year in the Prem. He doesn't have bags of experience, Terry. No, but he was your number one choice. Jurgen Klopp wanted him. So me and Jurgen Klopp agree that Lavia is better than Decore and Endo. Me and your manager. So are you disagreeing with Jurgen Klopp and me? Because if you wanted Endo and Decore ahead of Lavia, you wouldn't have bid for him and Caicedo first. That'd be a fucking weird strategy, brother. That'd be a mad strategy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so again, I know what you're saying. And what you're doing, Maradon, is you're doing the bidding for FSG here. Communist Merseyside. There's no trouble in paradise. It's mad. How are you having to go at me for stuff your club's done? I don't get it, Maradon. That's why I call you Maradon the moron. Come on now, my bro. I know
he keeps going back for more, it sounds like, mate.
He does. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy.
Maybe he just tries to wind you up. Maybe it's his life.
No, I know he does. That's why I call him Maradon the moron. There we go. Hold up, Terry. Our centre-backs were out injured for the season. Hence why. No, hang on. No. You're rewriting history. Because in the end, you ended up playing the likes of Nate Phillips and whoever else at centre-back. Go back and look at those last 10 games. Those younger midfield centre-backs were already available. You were just putting Fabinho and Hendo back there. Then you changed it and you played your centre-back to centre-back and your midfielders at midfield and you improved. We had this conversation 3 years ago on the Terrace. 3 years ago this was. We spoke about this and Liverpool fans conclusively said, we should have done this sooner. We all remember that. I'm not the one rewriting history. I'm telling the truth here. It's crazy. Terry, don't forget the midfield sagas your club has been through. Cough, cough, De Jong. But I criticize it again. This is where I think you guys trip up when it comes to criticizing me. You act like I don't call my club out for our problems, but I call everybody else's out. That's the thing with your arguments. It's like you call me a hypocrite when I'm not doing the things you say. It's weird. I've criticized Man United on this show today, 10 minutes ago. Well, about 40 minutes, 35 minutes ago now. So, again, I don't sit there and go, Man United are perfect, Chelsea are perfect, Arsenal are perfect, Spurs are perfect, Liverpool shit. That's not what I do. Like, I don't do that. I really don't understand. Talk about your club, Terry. What I have.
We start every show with it, don't we?
I literally last night did a video that's titled Man United are finished. There was an element of tongue in cheek, and that was the element of just talking about this season. But I did a whole video ripping into us. Go watch it. Madness. Go watch what I say. It's crazy. I can't believe it. It's what went wrong versus Burnley yesterday. Yeah, we lost 3-0. Again, it's not something I'm triggered about. I think 8 of our starting 11 have never played a game for the first team.
Yeah, I do think people read too much into stuff like that, and you wonder what they were actually trying to get out of the game. Obviously, you don't lose 3-0. No one does, but like that's not really. There's years gone by, we wouldn't have even heard about that game.
No.
It's just a behind closed doors friendly you never hear about.
This here says you rarely call out your club, Terry. I rarely call out Man United.
That you've made a living in it.
Literally, like again, Maradon. Honestly, bro, right now, your daddy's regretting his decisions. I'm telling you. Thank God you don't use your real name, as your family would be embarrassed, bro. Oh my days, the lies. No, listen, they do listen to what I say, bro. Some of them are just hurt about their own club. So rather than this is what people do in life. When people have a problem, instead of taking it out on the actual problem, they project it on others. That's what they do. So man has a bad day at work, comes home and screams at his wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? The amount of times you see a geezer have a fight in a pub with a random bloke, he's not even angry at that bloke. He's angry that his girlfriend rejected him, or he can't get it up, or he's got some problems like that as a man. Someone accidentally bumps into him and he wants to have a fight. He doesn't really want to fight the guy. He wants to take his anger out. That's what people do. They project their anger out on other people. It's fine though. Me and Maradon are Cool. Some people really need to give their heads a wobble. Yeah, it is what it is. Olu here backs me though. Says Terry always calling out United. He's been the longest content creator who opposes the Glazers. I'm the only Man United fan who opposes the Glazers fully. Let's have that right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only one who doesn't buy any merchandise, boycott and everything to do with the club. I do more than most. Some do the same as me, but yeah, and that's not me judging other United content creators. That's me. Literally, how many other United content creators encourage fans to boycott every element of the club? There's very few. To say I don't go at my club is a lie.